I start on this note with Nana Akomia. Nana, we have very limited time. I hope we can take some 5 minutes each and see how we deal with it. EMP, engineers and planners, they volunteered, got machinery from government, used those trucks to dredge the Odo, a problem we have faced for a long time, and suddenly a savior comes. They take this machine to do the job without asking for any fee. Now the NPP says, hell no. Whatever they did, at the press conference, you describe it as illegal, you describe the arrangements as improper, and then you describe the arrangements also as one other word I've forgotten. Then you say you also have information that the trucks have been used by the president's brother's company to do private business. You just said it. You didn't show any evidence to that.
Well, Samson, I'm sure the president's brother is a patriot, somebody who's interested to ensure that his president is able to deliver good government to the country. So I have no problems with the president's brother. The problems that the NPP has is with the process that had the president's brother being given state equipment to do work that is supposed to be free. Look, this equipment were procured with state money, over $30 million. Brand new equipment. They were supposed to be given to district assemblies to use to work. Before they could be distributed, a deputy minister writes to the company holding the machines that upon the instructions of the president, give the machines to this, the president's brother to undertake desilting work. You see. The next day, the deputy minister writes another letter saying that the president's brother's company had requested for additional machines to be released to them. So all of this were done. The company goes ahead to do the work. We understand that he completed 40% of the work. And then we're told that he did it for free. It brings into question the governance issues, ethical issues. The government of Ghana is telling us that it could not get 3 people to operate an excavator because the excavators were 3. The dumpers were, I think, 20. And then the other ones were also 3. Just a limited number of people, operators. The excavators were 3 in the letter. The government of Ghana could not get 3 excavator operators and tipper truck drivers. So it had to go to the president's brother upon the instructions of the president to supply those people. And we are told that the president's brother also supervised. The government of Ghana, with the ministries of roads and transport, AMA urban roads, agri mechanization, the works department, they couldn't get engineers to supervise excavator drivers, except the president's brother.
This work has been sitting there for years.
Because government, you've procured machines to do the work. The most expensive part of the silting, Samson, if you inquire, is the machines, the cost of the machines, and the fuel. Those are the most expensive to hire one payloader for a day. Now you have the payloaders, you have the tipper trucks, you have the excavators, you have the fuel. So what exactly is the president's brother bringing that the president has to order that the equipment be given to him? What exactly is he bringing that the plethora of engineers, mechanical engineers, civil engineers, all over couldn't do? Then the president's brother proceeds to brand the machines. So once he brands the machines, when he takes it to his private jobs,
he brands them in the name of his company.
Of his company, yes. So now that he's branded state equipment in the name of his company, if he comes to do a job at Joy FM, how do you know that he's using his own machines and not state machines?
He gave a reason for the branding at the time. You didn't take.
What was the reason?
It was for the purpose of making sure that their security, they are protected. Because if you don't brand them, they could be stolen.
The payloaders will be stolen. the excavators will be stolen. Something. I mean, what I heard was that they said it was for insurance purposes or something. But that's what I heard. You heard that, madam. But you know, we all know that state vehicles are not insured. But now, yeah, we all know. So there's difficulty.
And you are being accused of running out of issues to tag the government with negative issues, and that's why you are holding on to this one because there's really nothing in it.
Okay.
What exactly do you want by this complaint? What do you want?
Samson.
Yes.
To answer your question directly and to conclude, I'll read to you the president's own code of ethics that he has issued to his ministers and political appointees. He himself launched this Monday, July 8th, 2013. And it says, I'm just reading page 10, which talks about conflict of interest in family. It says, paragraph 14.3 says, a conflict may arise if a minister's family or personal friends may derive or perceive to be deriving some personal, financial, or other benefit from a decision or action by the minister or the government. B says, the president, the minister must be careful not to act in his or her official capacity in a way that will provide some special benefit to family members or special friends. Then it goes on. Similarly, it may not be appropriate for ministers to participate in decision-making on matters affecting family members or personal friends. Public perception is a very important factor.
Okay,
so the president expects his ministers
we're
to be guided by this.
Tell me, Rodney, he reads this one,
instructs
and from what we know,
state department releases his brother.
Benefit. So what's the point?
For me, I don't
what does the MPP want to achieve with this?
I don't think that Ibrahim Mahama did anything wrong. If we should be asking questions, we should be asking the ministry about how he got those equipments and all that. Because I listened to Sam George, I think, on radio, and he gave a whole lineup of issues. And I don't know whether to believe him or not, because I don't have the facts. And I don't think all of us have the facts as to whether the president was the one who said this or that and that.
That is in
but
the
if,
letter.
okay, but
one point.
The letters written by the deputy minister are not in doubt.
Yeah, but if somebody, a Ghanaian, decides that, this is what I want to do to help and whatnot. But my only problem with that situation is the fact that I'm told that Ibrahim has his own fleet, and I don't know why he couldn't take from his fleet for government to give it fuel so that they would run. That's the only problem that I have.
That being your only problem, we're running out of time. Kuku, tell me, and you're already picking out the documents. That's why I'm coming to you.
We don't have time, do we?
Yes. Tell me, Nana raises a very critical issue. Perception is important. And the president's own code of ethics says that avoid a situation where there will be a perception of conflict of interest and corruption.
Yeah, so we match the perception with the reality and see whether there was indeed conflict of interest and whether there was personal benefit. You do an analysis of it. You just don't read what the code says. So,
but he also asked, the whole state of Ghana, with all the machinery engineers we have, we're saying that we couldn't do this, but he took the president's brother's company?
If I recollect correctly, I wasn't here. I was there in the U.S. when this story broke. Was it not within the emergency environment? Was there not an appeal to Ghanaians, both individuals and corporate entities, to come to support?
It was.
Yeah, so that's the context. You can't do this analysis outside that context. That's what you have to do. Now we look at the state agencies, the MMDAs. If you go into the Hansard, where this whole purchase agreement was done, you can see that there's a training component. There's a training of equipment as well as training outcomes. It says, 1, identify the key, that is, at the end of the training program, participants should be able to identify the key functions and features of the equipment. 2, carry out basic repairs and servicing of the equipment whenever a fault is detected. And 3, successfully operate the equipment and machinery with due care and adherence to safety rules. It presupposes that these new machines, even when given to the state institutions, we ought to train some of their personnel to be able to handle it. Okay? So whilst we have people already there working, this new purchase came with a training model in order to equip them to understand the use of the machines. My view is that, look, the MPP press conference, they raised very critical issues. Some of those things needed immediate answers from the ministry. It's unfortunate we don't have time, but I've read the full text. You don't need, it's true that the minority is in parliament, they could file urgent questions. But some of those questions, the Ministry of Local Government should be able to answer them. The critical areas are this: the arrangement with the EMP doesn't appear to have been properly documented. Even if it was for free, I believe it should have been documented and some guidelines put there. Omission is that of the ministry and not of the one who was called in to support. Then two, the allegation that some of those machines were found in the private areas where he was doing his private business. That's a serious allegation. I think that we should encourage our friends in the NPP to come forward with something of evidential value so as to trigger a serious scrutiny of that allegation. I am absolutely for any investigations to be done into those areas. Okay? The last point, the point that the EMP should be more or less compelled to buy the machines because they have become used equipment. I find that a bit outrageous. That I don't think is sustainable. How long were the machines? Let me wait. How long was the equipment used?
Let us see. We are run out of time.
How long was the equipment used? What has been the extent of the depreciation? And you know, so that part, I think that is rather, if we have to surcharge, then we should surcharge those who gave the machines out.
Okay, this is a governance. Let's hear Mr. Jampo.
No, just clarification.
Dr. Jampo, briefly.
It's the same issue. Just a clarification. You see, Kweku, we have pictures.
Yeah, so bring them.
No, the pictures are, some of them are here.
We
have pictures, sorry.
All those things are registration numbers, all the equipment.
You see, we have pictures of brand new equipment being used in, say, Sherman, branded
What
EMP.
is the number?
You see, Kweku, the problem
What is the registration number? Because the registration numbers are available.
Yes, right.
So the pictures must capture them.
I think that is a critical point.
They have the registration number.
Yes. So
Nana, do you agree that they should go the extra mile and not just to see, you know, equipment that are branded?
You see,
EMP.
otherwise it will be like the minorities call of. You remember the merchant bank thing?
Right.
They told us that they have done some investigations. We'll be waiting for it up to today.
You see, once the equipment, for me, the critical issue is
I need Dr. Jampo just for a minute, because this is a governance issue, and these are the things that you deal with a lot. Tell me what you think about this whole arrangement. The NPP says the arrangement itself, if he was going to do it for free, at least there should have been a document to show that he was going to do it for free. People are saying, why are you complaining about this one? He did 6 roads, Tema roads or so and so for motorway somewhere for free. You didn't complain. Why are you complaining now?
Well, I think we don't have time, but basically I would say that Ghana is a sovereign country and government of Ghana must allow institutions to work, and where there are clear issues that brings about conflict of interest, we should as much as possible, you know, avoid it to ensure that we don't have some of these hula balloons. And my only issue was that he said it publicly that he did it for us for free, but we are told that he took fuel from the state. I thought that was not appropriate. And
so
going forward,
for their use.
Well, but so it was not entirely free. Going forward, like I said, it's a sovereign nation, and so let's allow. Why do you procure equipment without training people regarding how they
okay, so this is what we are going to do. Of course, this issue is a big issue. So maybe, just maybe, if it's not dealt with comprehensively, exhaustively in the course of the week, we may have to attend to it again when we resume next week on this show. Thank you very much. To Kweku Bako, to Dr. Jampo, to Rodelane, and also to Nana Akomia. I'm Samson Ladiayenini, and my outfit, as always, provided by Latida. Have a good afternoon.
Newsfile was brought to you by